Dow, Nasdaq, S&P 500. Is it overvaluation? From MAGA to Tesla, we give you the answer through perfect analysis. The analysis of the U.S. stock market on August 16, 2020 begins now. The order of lectures is: we'll tell you the difference between Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500. Let me introduce you to the probability analysis diagram. Next, we analyze the growth rate of U.S. stocks and major stocks. After completing the analysis of the growth rate of traditional strong stocks, after reviewing the feasibility of major stocks, we will have time to predict the future U.S. stock market. Let's start the lecture. Analyzing and analyzing. First, I want to tell you the difference between Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500. The U.S. stock market can be largely divided into three. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P 500 I mentioned earlier. Do you all know the difference between them? I thought at first, this is what I thought. I thought Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 were independent. Maybe a lot of people thought like me at first. But it's not independent. Shares can be on Nasdaq and Dow. While there are three intersecting events, there are only one of them. There is, now you understand, right? First, Dow is the same as Dow Jones. The Dow is a sample of 30 stable stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and represented as a representative index. Next up is Nasdaq. Companies that need funding, such as venture companies, will be listed. It's a technology-driven example of Intel starting on the Nasdaq and later going public on the New York Stock Exchange and entering the Dow. Finally, let's look at the S&P 500. Standard & Poor's selected 500 common stocks. It is selected by major areas, so it is advantageous to grasp the overall market trend. Then we'll show you the probability analysis diagram on the expansion TV. This is a diagram of the diagram for probabilistic calculations. First, check the growth rate of the stock market, and then we will check the growth rate of major stocks such as MAGA, Tesla, and Facebook, which led the rise in the stock market. After that, we will review the validity of major stocks, whether they are high or low. If major stocks are highly valued, the stock market is likely to fall in the future. On the other hand, the stock market is likely to continue to rise if it is undervalued. I'm sure you have some questions here. Even if major stocks fall, the rest of the stock market could go up, right? Or you might wonder what happens if it's not high or low. Of course you're right. But you don't have to know all the numbers. It's important to stock in the direction with the highest probability. I'll explain while in the back. Let's analyze the growth rate of the U.S. stock market. First, it's down. It hit its lowest point of 18,213 points at the end of March and is now 27,931 points, up 53%. Let's see if the other indices are similar. Wow, Nasdaq has gone up even more. It rose from 6,631 points to 11,019 points, up about 66%. It's a really short-term uptrend. The S&P 500 is similar to the Dow. It rose from 2,191 to 3,372 points, up about 54%. Then let's check if major stocks have made similar gains. Major items include MAGA, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and recently very popular Tesla, Netflix, and Facebook. I'll analyze it. First, Microsoft rose 57% from 132.52 points to 208.9. I think it's similar to Dow. Let me check the next one. Wow, Apple is up 116%. The manufacturing sector has been hit, and it's a ridiculous rise. Of course, I'm a SW major. Anyway, it's going up a lot. Congratulations to those who bought Apple shares. Next, Google. It's up 1,504 points from 1,008 points, up 49%. If you Google it on the stock market, it won't come out. Search alphabetically. You have to do it. Next is Amazon. Wow, Amazon has gone up a lot. It's up 93%. I admit it because it's a beneficiary of the coronavirus. Next is Tesla, the stock of electric vehicles. It's a ridiculous uplift. Wow, that's a whopping 371% increase. It's amazing. This time again, it is Netflix, the beneficiary of Corona. It's a 66% increase from 290 to 482. Lastly, Facebook. It's up 91% from 137 points to 261. I have compiled a U.S. index and the growth rate of major stocks. As you can see, Dow is similar to S&P 500, but Nasdaq is up 66%. Why is that? It's because of technology like Tesla, Netflix, and Facebook. It's said that the U.S. stock market was led by the MAGA. Everybody's saying that, of course, you're right. Because it's the top for in market capitalization. But as you can see, everyone except for Apple has risen by the index. In the end, we can see that Nasdaq's upward engine is not MAGA, but Tesla's Corona beneficiaries. Let's see what the traditional strong stocks have done. Boeing, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, and Nvidia. What's the bad news about Boeing's down recently? As you can see, it fell a lot into the corona. But what's unusual is that the increase is very high compared to the low point. It's up from 90 to 178 points. It's up 97%. It's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola also dropped a lot to corona, but it doesn't rise much. From 36 points to 48. It's a 34% increase. Next up is Johnson & Johnson. It went up 36% from 109 to 148 points. Traditional stocks definitely saw their gains rise. It's small. Walmart also rose 30% from 102 points to 132 points. It's a 30% increase, but it's crazy? I don't think it's going up that much. Lastly, Nvidia. Wow, it's up 156% from 180 to 462. Then I'll sort it out. As you can see, the existing traditional stocks are not on Nasdaq, and the rise is low except for Boeing. It's a difficult situation for Boeing. But the exception is Nvidia. Technology stocks on the Nasdaq show a huge rise. What can be seen through this is that the rise in corona beneficiary stocks and technology stocks leads this chapter. Probabilistically speaking, if the tech stocks that have risen this time fall, if the index is to rise, it's like Coca-Cola. Existing strong stocks need to rise a lot, but it's not as easy. In other words, to predict the future of the U.S. stock market, stocks like Tesla and Facebook and Nvidia, which have risen a lot, it is important to know whether the stock price is appropriate. So let's look at the validity of the major stocks. Let me check Tesla first. Tesla is one of the most popular electric vehicles in the world. The figure on the left is Elon Musk. You've probably seen it a lot. CEO of Tesla. At first glance, it looks like a John Travolta. No. I compared Tesla's market capitalization. The market capitalization is $311 billion. It's the #1 car manufacturer. Much better than Toyota and Volkswagen, which produce 10 million units a year. Market capitalization is high. The figure is 3 times higher than Volkswagen and 50% higher than Toyota, almost 10 times higher than Hyundai. This is Tesla's sales. As of 2019, $29 billion are far short of other competitors. To sum up, Market capitalization is very high, but sales are about 1/10 that of Toyota and Volkswagen. In terms of sales, it's way below Hyundai Motor. I'm sure some of you are saying this. Future sales. It's on the shelf. So I prepared the next data. It's electric car sales. The BEV is a hybrid that charges the electric vehicle PHEV. Well, Tesla is an unrivaled number one, but there aren't that many sales. About 400,000 units a year. Shall we look at the other rankings? Except for BMW, Nissan, Hyundai, and Renault, most of them are Chinese cars. BYD, Geely, Shanghai, GM China. Let's go back to the point and see what the 400,000 Tesla units are like. Volkswagen and Toyota sell 10 million cars a year. Hyundai Motor also has about 7 million units. Assuming Tesla has 100% crazy growth every year and other competitors do nothing, Tesla will be able to top the list of car sales at 2024. When you achieve this incredible growth, you'll be eligible for the top spot in the market in 2024, and it's been shelved. Can you tell me? Or can I say double? I showed you the data, and I want you to judge. Next is Nvidia. What kind of company is Nvidia? As you know, it is a company famous for its graphics card GeForce. I found out that CEO is Jensen Huang while I was looking for Nvidia. That guy on the right. I'm Jensen Huang. I did my research with the heart of Gopong. Are you not from Korea? No, I'm Taiwanese. That's too bad. I thought you were Huang from our country. Anyway. These are the two leading graphics card companies, Nvidia and AMD. Nvidia is about 70% AMD, about 30% proprietary. As long as the competition is low and the game is becoming more and more sophisticated, we'll be able to stop Nvidia in the future. I doubt if there will be a company. Even if there's a correction to the rise, the current market will recover and remain. I think it's a good company. So you don't have any Nvidia's enemies. I think this is a crisis. When augmented reality is commercialized. Nvidia recently launched an AR and VR support service called CloudXR. If Nvidia takes over the market again when AR and VR become the trend in the future, the stock price will be ridiculously high. It will go up. But the key is how well we respond to changing times. Nvidia. If you have it or want to buy it, I recommend selling AR and VR before it becomes popular. Until then, we will probably idolize because we have no rival. Lastly, I will check Facebook. Facebook is a social network company. The CEO is the famous Mark Zuckerberg on the right. That's right. If you want to know Mark Zuckerberg better, I recommend the movie Social Network, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Fight Club 7, Panic Room, Find Me, my favorite director David Fincher. I like this movies. Back to the main point, there are many social media companies. At first, there was only Facebook. After that, although we don't have the same personality, Twitter, Instagram. Recently, TikTok came out. Do you feel like you're becoming a red ocean from the blue ocean? Let's predict the future of the US stock market. I don't even know my daughter-in-law on the American stock market. Nobody knows. I'm sorry, no one knows unless it's God. But by our standards, we can say it. Tesla, this is a high-rated Facebook account. Nvidia is the proper level. In that case, Nasdaq will be a box at best. Tech shares, including the existing MAGA, have been on the rise. If it falls, it's in the box even if other stocks rise. Other stocks are down, they're down. Probability suggests that if current technology stocks are judged to be highly valued, they are more likely to fall in the future. I recommend you to buy the current technology stocks when they go through a correction. How is the lecture so far? We always welcome your questions and advice. Also, if you suggest the topic you want, I will study hard and prepare for it. This concludes the lecture. Subscribe and like, don't forget. Goodbye, then.